Hey, what's up guys? I want to do a quick video on that Zippo that I got from Deal Extreme. Now first of all, a lot of people asked me if it was a real Zippo or not. Now of course I didn't really get specific in my unboxing video or unbagging video, whatever it was, because I wanted you guys to guess. And the fact of the matter is that it is not a genuine Zippo. First of all, the biggest red flag with this Zippo is that the price. It was like $5.80. I can promise you there is no Zippo out there that's going to cost you $5.80 as an actual customer. Unless you're a dealer or something and you're buying them in bulk, you will never find a genuine Zippo that cheap. I wish you could. It's just not something that happens. Like I said, the $10 Zippo at Walmart is about as cheap as you get. All right, second of all, it's a black ice model. So it's not even just a standard thing. Black ice models, generally $15 to $20 you're looking at. So the price right away was a giveaway for me. However, it is an extremely good counterfeit. Everything's spelled right on it. You see, it's a black ice / black chrome kind of look to it. The Zippo logo on the front looks pretty darn close. Now I have here one of the Musician's Zippo models. You can see that's got a like guitar face on it. And I want to compare these two directly because they're both marked with a J for the month. All right, now remember I told you how the months work, you know, each letter of the alphabet, A being January, you know, B February and so forth. Now this one is made in 2008. So you see J on the left, which is your month, and then your year on the right, 08. Okay, but we're going to directly compare this to this one, which is marked J 2011. Okay, now first of all, something else I want to point out is I swapped the sticker because I'm going to start using this one. I put the sticker on this one. This lighter, as you saw from the unboxing, did not come with a sticker or a genuine Zippo box. Okay, this is very important to note. All Zippos that are real will come with this sticker on the back of it when they're brand new. So right away, that's another indicator that it's not real. I just swapped it because I want to use this one, and I actually save the stickers, and I put them on letters that I don't use. So anyway, just want to mention that. I should have made this video before I did this, but anyway, just want to show you that. Okay, so now let's take a look at the bottom stamps. Put them right directly on top of each other. All right, now it's gonna be hard with the lighting because it's so reflective, but first let's look at the top here. Notice the J. It's I don't know how to really show this. So they're both in frame at the same time and not reflecting too much light. Let's try this. All right, now we gotta focus on one at a time, sorry. All right, so we have the J over here. It's a very distinctive J. The one on the Counterfeit is more of an open, loose J, is the only way I can describe it. This is crisp, comes down, you have a quick little hook on it. All right, just take note of that. Try to capture that in your mind for a second. And let's look at this one. You can see how like sloppy and almost looks like it was done by hand. That J looks kind of like a U with a problem, really. All right, these are extremely minute differences, by the way, and this is solely for collection purposes. This lighter would work just fine. I can guarantee you that. All right, I'm not saying that because it's a fake Zippo or a counterfeit Zippo that it's crap. It's still a lighter. It's still going to work. I'm just, like I said, this is for collector's purposes. All right, so there's the J. It's nothing like the genuine Zippo. All right, now let's take a look at the logos. The logos are very close as well, but you'll see that this one on the real Zippo is a very crisp stamping. Okay, very distinct, crisp edges on all the letters. Notice how close the flame is for the I. You have the Z, and then the I is obviously one character. They're connected, and then you have the flame for the dot on the I. But take note how close that is to its the body of the I guess you can call it. All right, and also the little R for registered trademark in the corner. Just look at that in detail. All right, and again, try to take a visual snapshot for a second, if you will. And let's take a look at the fake one. The flame is floating a lot higher. It's also smaller, and the entire stamp itself is not quite as distinguished. And you also notice that the registered trademark thing is also different. All right. Now I've also compared this to other, I have only one other Zippo that's 2011 model, and I cannot find it. I wanted it for this video to show you that the stampings themselves has not changed, because you might watch this video and you say, well, you know, over the years, maybe their stamps are just a little different. This stamp type is exactly the same as it, you know, 2011 as it was in 2008. All right. I should have got one of those cheap $10 ones at Walmart just to show you, you know, a brand new one from 2011. But anyway, just want to show you that. Take note of, again, these very, very minute details. All right. A lot of times in the counterfeits, what they'll do, even though they're in countries, you know, China and stuff, that their copyright laws are so loose, it doesn't matter. It's not like you can sue them for copyright issues because no one cares over there. You know, it's not a big deal. But some of them go out of their way and they'll use fake markings. Like, for example, they'll use a letter that does not represent a month in the year. It may be R or something, you know. They do that on purpose because they're not trying to directly imitate it. Even though they're making it look as close as possible, they do things differently. A lot of times they'll spell things wrong. You know, instead of Bradford, they'll use a P instead of the F. And I completely lost focus on this, sorry. Hopefully this will focus in again. I got way too much glare here. But yeah, on the Bradford PA, they'll change the letters. You know, a P, they'll use an R because it looks so similar. Stuff like that. But this one happens to be spelled correctly, BRADFORD, and then comma PA, made in USA. So just I wanted to show you a couple differences with these. The inserts are very, very close. All right. Now, by the way, listen to it carefully. Real one. You hear the difference? The ping. I know it sounds stupid. Hang with me here. Fake, real. Fake, real. A lot more echo, a lot more depth. You know, it just sounds like quality. Fake. Let's hear that again. Fake, real. Even in closing it. Listen to the closing. Fake one, real one. It almost sounds like it's hollow or something. Real Zippos, they're all brass. All right, and it's hard to tell here, but if you look down in there, you'll see that it is brass. The inside of this lid looks polished, but the base here, body, is a more unfinished look. We take the, here's the real insert. Take the fake one out, and it's hard to see in there, but this one happens to be made out of copper. And you know what? I'm gonna grab a flashlight. Got my flashlight. All right, so let's look at the real one again. And try to get you an angle where you can kind of see the coloration without the light being too intrusive. Let me hold it from far away. All right, hopefully you can pick up on that more of a goldish yellow hue, okay, from our brass. Take a look at the fake one. And it will be harder to tell, but it is, in fact, copper. And you can even see where the copper is starting to tarnish and turn green. It might be very hard to see. It's hard to get a good angle here with the flashlight reflections and shining metal everywhere. But yeah, and you can even smell it. I mean, you know, smell an old penny. That is definitely copper. There is no copper Zippos except for like a limited edition solid copper Zippo, but they have different markings on the bottom, and they're clearly copper. There's not a single Zippo that I know of that's copper and has a coating over it. The fact that it is copper has the copper finish. That's the whole allure to it, you know? There's a solid copper Zippo, there's a solid silver Zippo, there's a solid gold Zippo, there's a solid titanium Zippo. And when I say solid, I'm talking just the case. So all the inserts are the same, except for the gold. I think it's gold plate or something. But on the cases themselves, they did experiment with different metals. But copper was clearly a copper color on the outside. Okay, there was a couple different models, but they would never ever have a copper base and then chrome it. That's pointless. Copper's expensive. All right, so again, another indicator that it's fake. But to most people, you would never even think to look. Let me see if I can get a shot of these side by side. That's kind of, man, in person I can see it so much better. It's hard to really get across what I want to show you here. It might be an okay shot, I don't know. Through the camera it kind of looks the same. But again, the real one's on the bottom. All right, and it's definitely more of a goldish hue. And the top is more of an orangey copper. Actually, that shot right there kind of looks okay. Anyway, that's that. Let's look at the inserts together. First off, on the bottom, very similar, slight different color, but you would never even notice that. They both have the lift to fill, so they even have the stampings on there. The screws both look fine. They're both brass like they should be. All right, when we lift them up, we'll see that the rayon's underneath. The real Zippo. All right, take the fake one up, which I have not looked at yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be the same. If I can lift it up. Lift to fill, yeah, how are you supposed to lift it up? Good Lord. There we go. Okay. This one, well here, let's take a look at this. I lift up the felt pad. This is almost, it's too much light. It's not helping, it's like making more reflections than it's helping. I lift up the pad and I find, I need more light in here, it's too dark. Anyway, you can see the reflection here. This is a filing. Actually, no, it's not. I thought it was a filing from the case, the metal case. It's like a piece of tinsel. Merry Christmas. Yay. Yeah, you shouldn't find tinsel in your real Zippos. The wick that's here, let's see if that's a spare. Or no, it's the actual wick that's in the lighter. And I can tell you that a real Zippo, it would not be like that. It would not be loose. Every genuine Zippo you ever get, you will not have your wick exposed, okay? They will have that last cotton ball over top of it so that the wick saturates. So again, just an extremely, extremely minute, very detailed detail. Most people would never in a million years think of stuff like this, but like I said, I'm strange and I have a lot of experience with looking at Zippos and taking them apart and playing with them and stuff, so just yet another indicator. Now let's take a look at the markings themselves. Okay. At the top you'll notice that the wick is a little frayed, but that could be something you find in a real one. I found that before. But let's do a side by side here and see what we see. See what we can find. Hole pattern is correct. We have 16 holes on our chimney for the current production models. It's 8 on each side, so that's right. And as I said before, even the pins used, they're solid stainless steel pins for the wheel and the cam pin as well. Markings on them are very similar. How they're set up is a little bit differently. And again, way too much reflection to really show you much here, but we have the date on this one, on the real one, obviously. This one happens to be I, 2008, whereas our case was J. On the fake one, it matches perfectly, J11 and J11. Oh, here's a pretty good shot of it. All right, so you see how that's set up. For best results, use Zippo Flints and Fluid, Zippo MFG, Co. Bradford, PA, right, our date, and then Zippo made in USA, right? Let's look at the real one. The real one's set up a little differently. You can see it's a smaller font. For best results, use Zippo Flints and Fluid. Same line underneath that. However, on the bottom of a real one, it says made in, and then Zippo USA. This one over here, the fake one, says Zippo, then made in USA. An extremely minute detail, but it's still there. All right, let's look at the reverse side. And this one looks to be pretty identical as far as what it says. Keep away from children. After filling, wipe lighter and hands before igniting. So that's the same on both sides. Lighters does not self-extinguish. Very nice china. You spelled everything right, looks like. Close the lid to put it out. And that's pretty much it. Even the detent on the bottom, this is what keeps the insert nice and stiff in your case so it's not flopping around or falls out. You can see how the sheet metal on here is just kind of punched out a little bit. And you can see, even though they're in about the same spot, a Zippo one's a little bit more faded on the edges, and this is more of a crisp stamp. So pretty darn close. Even the rivet on the back of the spark wheel, you see on the genuine Zippo insert here, it's a very small, tight rivet, and on this one it's much larger. Okay, in direct comparison. These are things you would probably never notice if you just had the fake one. You have no Zippos. You bought this one on the internet, you get it home, you look at it, you'll never find any of this stuff out. You'll never really look at this and go, oh, that's not right, ooh, that's not right. You need to literally just get the real thing in your hand and look at them side by side and go, yes, no, okay. You know, that's the only way to really do it. So anyway, that's it. I'm sure there's really not much more. All right, so that is going to be my very long, exaggerated video on the difference between a counterfeit Zippo, this particular counterfeit Zippo, and this genuine Zippo. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Lots of little tidbits here and there. And that is all. If you have counterfeit Zippos, I'd love to see video responses. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.